I dumped my girlfriend after finding her PH Creator account. Says she is not cheating. Hey guys, I wanted to share my recent breakup story with you all. So, I found out that my girlfriend had a PH Creator account where she was posting explicit content of herself with other guys. I was completely shocked and didn't know how to react at first. When I confronted her about it, she said that it was just business and that she wasn't cheating on me. She claimed that she was making a lot of money from it and that it was just a job for her. But I couldn't believe what I was hearing. How could she sleep with other guys and not consider it cheating? It felt like a betrayal to me. I mean, I understand that people have different views on relationships, but this was something I couldn't accept. I told her that it was ridiculous and that I couldn't continue the relationship knowing what she was doing. She tried to justify her actions by saying that she loved me and that it was just a way for her to make some extra cash. But I couldn't ignore the fact that she was having sex with other guys and sharing it with the whole world. It was a boundary that I couldn't cross, and I felt like I had to end the relationship. Some of my friends thought that I overreacted and that I should have tried to understand her situation. But to me, it was crystal clear that she was cheating on me, even if it was just for business. I still care about her, but I can't be with someone who doesn't respect our relationship and our boundaries. I hope that she can find a way to make money without compromising her values and her relationships. I just wanted to share my story with you guys and hear your thoughts. Have you ever been in a similar situation? How did you handle it? I would love to hear your experiences and advice. Thanks for listening. Here are some of the responses that he got. Bro, I feel you. That's just messed up. I think you made the right choice by breaking up with her. No one deserves to be with someone who doesn't respect their boundaries. You deserve better, and I hope you find someone who shares your values and respects your relationship. I can see both sides of this situation. On one hand, it's her body and she can do what she wants with it. On the other hand, if it makes you uncomfortable and violates your trust, then you have every right to end the relationship. It's a tough call, but ultimately you have to do what's best for you. I think it's really unfair for her to claim that she's not cheating just because it's for business. If you're in a committed relationship, you should be faithful to your partner no matter what. It's sad to hear that she chose money over her relationship with you. I've never been in this situation, but I can imagine how hurtful it must be. It's important to set boundaries in any relationship and stick to them. It sounds like you did the right thing by ending it, and I hope you can move on and find someone who values your relationship as much as you do. I understand where she's coming from, but I think she should have talked to you about it before starting her PH Creator account. It's not fair to spring something like that on your partner without their knowledge or consent. I think you made the right choice by breaking up with her. It's just too much to handle. That's just wrong. If she wanted to make money, she could have found another job. There are plenty of other ways to make money without selling your body online. I think you made the right choice by ending things. You deserve someone who values you and your relationship. I don't think you overreacted at all. Cheating is cheating, whether it's for business or pleasure. If she's having sex with other guys, it's a betrayal of your trust and your relationship. I think you made the right choice by ending things. It's not worth sacrificing your happiness and values for someone who doesn't respect you. I can't even imagine how hurtful that must be. I think you did the right thing by ending things. It's important to be with someone who respects your boundaries and values your relationship. I hope you can find someone who shares your values and makes you happy. It's her body and her choice, but it's also your relationship and your boundaries. If she can't respect that, then she's not the right person for you. I think you made the right choice by ending things. You deserve someone who values you and your relationship. I can see how you would feel betrayed and hurt by her actions. Cheating is cheating, whether it's for money or not. I think you made the right choice by ending things. It's important to be with someone who respects your values and boundaries. I hope you find someone who makes you happy. What do you think? Is this cheating or just business? Would it be different if he was doing this and not her? Let me know your thoughts in the comments sections. Story 2. He's always watching adult content but says it isn't cheating. What should I do? It had been a few months since Mark and I moved in together. Everything had been going great, or so I thought. But one day, I noticed that Mark was spending more time on his phone than usual. At first, I didn't think much of it, assuming that he was just catching up with work or chatting with his friends. But as the days went by, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. One evening, while we were watching TV together, Mark's phone kept buzzing. I tried to ignore it, but it was distracting me. Eventually, I asked him who he was texting. Mark hesitated before showing me his phone. To my surprise, it was an adult website that he had been visiting. I was stunned. I had never expected Mark to do something like this. I felt cheated and betrayed. I asked him why he was watching adult content, to which he replied, "It's not cheating, everyone does it." Mark assured me that it was just a harmless activity and that he wasn't interested in anyone else. But for me, it didn't feel harmless at all. Watching adult content felt like a breach of trust. Mark was essentially getting intimate with someone else, even if it was just on a screen. I couldn't help but feel hurt and disappointed. I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to believe Mark and let it go, but another part of me couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. I didn't want to lose Mark, but I also didn't want to ignore my feelings. So I decided to talk to him about it. I told him how it made me feel and how it felt like a violation of our relationship. Mark listened to me and tried to explain his side of the story. He said that he was stressed and needed an outlet, and watching adult content helped him relax. I understood where he was coming from, but it still didn't feel right. We talked for hours, trying to find a solution that worked for both of us. Eventually, we decided that Mark would stop watching adult content and that we would work on finding other ways to manage his stress. It wasn't an easy decision, and it took a while for both of us to adjust. But in the end, it was worth it. Our relationship felt stronger, and I felt like I could trust Mark again. Looking back, I'm glad that we talked about it. Ignoring the problem would have only made things worse. I learned that communication is key in any relationship, and that sometimes it's okay to stand up for what you believe in. If you're in a similar situation, my advice would be to talk to your partner. Be honest about how you feel and try to find a solution that works for both of you. Don't ignore your feelings or pretend like everything is okay. Your relationship is worth fighting for, and sometimes that means having difficult conversations. What do you think about this one? Is it cheating if you're just looking? Let me know in the comments below. Story 3. We started making adult content together and it destroyed our relationship. It all started innocently enough. My girlfriend and I were making silly TikTok videos in our apartment, just for fun. But as our following grew, so did our ambitions. Before we knew it, we were making more risque content, pushing the boundaries of what was allowed on the platform. We started to get a lot of attention, which was thrilling at first. But then one of our followers suggested we start making content for an adult site. We were hesitant at first, but the idea of making some extra money was hard to resist. We agreed to give it a try, but only under certain conditions. We would never show our faces, and we would never do anything we weren't comfortable with. At first, it was exciting. We would brainstorm ideas together and film the videos in our apartment. We were careful not to reveal our identities, and we were always in control of what we were doing. But as time went on, things started to change. The requests from our followers became more and more extreme, and we found ourselves doing things we never thought we would. It wasn't just the content that was changing, though. Our relationship was changing too. We had always been close, but now we were spending all our time together, both on and off camera. We were so focused on the content we were making that we stopped doing things we used to enjoy, like going out with friends or taking long walks in the park. We started to fight more too, mostly about the content we were making. I would suggest one idea and my girlfriend would shoot it down, saying it was too risky or too extreme. She was always the more cautious one, but I felt like we needed to take risks if we wanted to stand out in such a crowded market. As our content became more and more successful, I became more and more obsessed with it. I would spend hours reading comments and tracking our views, always looking for ways to improve. My girlfriend, on the other hand, seemed to be losing interest. She would show up for our filming sessions, but she was no longer as enthusiastic as she once was. Then one day, it all came to a head. We had agreed to film a particularly risky scene, one that I was convinced would be a huge hit. My girlfriend was hesitant, but I pushed her to go through with it. As soon as we finished filming, though, she broke down in tears. She said she didn't feel like herself anymore, that she didn't know who she was anymore. I tried to comfort her, but she pushed me away. She said that our relationship had become all about the content we were making, that we had lost sight of why we started doing this in the first place. She told me that she couldn't keep going like this, that she needed to take a step back and reevaluate things. I was devastated. I had become so consumed with our content that I hadn't even realized how much it was affecting us. I begged her not to leave, but she said she needed time to think. In the end, she decided to take a break from our partnership. She said she still loved me, but she needed to focus on herself for a while. I was heartbroken, but I knew she was right. We had let our ambition get the best of us, and it had come at a cost. I decided to take a break too, to give myself time to reflect on what had happened. I realized that I had been so focused on success that I had lost sight of what was truly important. After a few weeks of reflection, my girlfriend and I sat down and had a long talk. We agreed to stop making adult content together and to focus on our relationship instead. It was a difficult decision, but it was the right one for us. We both knew that we needed to prioritize our love for each other over our desire for success. It wasn't easy to walk away from the money and the attention we were getting, but we knew it was the only way to salvage our relationship. We still make TikTok videos, but they're much more innocent than before. We spend more time with our friends and family, and we've started taking long walks in the park again. It's not always easy, and we still have our ups and downs, but we're in a much better place now. We learned that success isn't everything, and that sometimes it's important to take a step back and focus on what truly matters. Looking back on our experience, I realize now that we weren't ready for the kind of pressure that comes with making adult content. It takes a toll on your mental health and your relationships, and it's not something to be taken lightly. If you're thinking about going down that path, my advice is to think long and hard about the consequences. It's not worth sacrificing your relationships and your mental health for a shot at success. And if you do decide to go for it, make sure you set clear boundaries and communicate openly with your partner. For us, making adult content together was a mistake, but it was also a valuable lesson. We learned that our love for each other is more important than anything else, and we'll never forget that. What do you think? Do you believe couples can make this type of content and still have a great relationship, or will it always be doomed to fail? Let me know in the comments below. Story 4. I am one guy making videos with 3 girls every day and I couldn't be happier. I am one lucky guy. I get to wake up every day and make videos with 3 of the most beautiful women in the world. Life couldn't be better and I couldn't be happier. I never imagined I'd be where I am today. Growing up, I was just an average guy with average looks and no real direction in life. I bounced from job to job, never really finding anything that I was passionate about. That all changed when I stumbled upon the world of adult content. I started out as a cameraman, filming other people having sex. It was an okay job, but I wasn't really fulfilled. I wanted to be the one having sex on camera. That's when I met the 3 women who would change my life forever. They were already established in the industry and had a huge following. They were known for their looks, their skills, and their chemistry with each other. They had been looking for a 4th member to join their group, and I was the lucky guy who got the job. At first, I was nervous. I had never had sex on camera before, and I wasn't sure if I would be able to perform in front of an audience. But the women were so welcoming and supportive, and they made me feel comfortable right away. It didn't take long for us to establish our own chemistry. We worked together every day, and over time, we developed a real connection. We laughed, we joked, and we had great sex. It wasn't just about the physical pleasure, it was about the emotional connection we had with each other. Before I knew it, we had become one of the most popular groups in the industry. Our videos were getting millions of views, and our fans couldn't get enough of us. We were in high demand, and we were making a lot of money. I won't lie, the money was great. I was able to buy a huge house, a fancy car, and all the latest gadgets. But the real reward was the sex. I got to have sex with 3 beautiful women every single day, and it was amazing. We tried all sorts of different things, and we never got bored. People often ask me if it's weird to have sex with 3 women at once. I tell them it's not. It's just like any other sexual experience. It's about the connection you have with the other person. We have a mutual respect for each other, and we always make sure everyone is comfortable with what we're doing. It's not just about the sex, though. We have a real friendship, too. We support each other through everything, and we have each other's backs. We're like a family, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Of course, there are downsides to our job. We get a lot of hate from people who don't understand what we do. They call us names, they say we're degrading ourselves, and they tell us we're going to hell. But we don't let it get to us. We know who we are and what we're doing, and that's all that matters. Some people also question the sustainability of our job. They ask us how long we think we can keep doing this, and what we'll do when we're older. But we don't worry about that. We're living in the moment, enjoying what we have while we have it. We're not worried about the future, we're just happy to be where we are right now. I know that our job isn't for everyone. It's not something that everyone can handle, and that's okay. But for us, it's perfect. We're doing what we love, and we're doing it with people we love. I'm so grateful for this life that I've been given. I never would have thought that I'd end up in this industry, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I found a sense of purpose and fulfillment that I never had before, and the fact that I get to share it with 3 amazing women makes it even better. I don't know what the future holds for us, but I'm excited to find out. We may not be doing this forever, but for now, we're enjoying every moment. We're creating content that we're proud of, and we're making a lot of people happy in the process. So if you see our videos online, don't judge us too harshly. We're just 4 people enjoying each other's company and sharing it with the world. And if you're ever feeling down, just know that there's a group of people out there who are living their best lives and loving every minute of it. And there you have it. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled Threads.